this little curve at the top. How do we get out of that? It's the big reaction to stress. That's stress and withdrawal and grief and sorrow and a difficult life. We don't want to be stuck in those tensions. That's the echoes of the past that the brain has made a tension habit of our stress responses, and it just keeps us trapped in it. This little curve at the top. How do we get out of that? We need a good movement, and I have a new one for you, the Dowager Hump Destroyer. Should we learn it? Here we go. Now, we're not stretching these places open. This is not stretching. This is pandiculation. We're trying to teach the brain to let these places relax. That's what we're doing. So use plenty of pillow. I'm going to do it without the pillow. I don't really need a pillow to show it to you, but if you're resting, use plenty of pillow. We're not trying to have the neck do this curve to help your head get back to the mat. We're trying to teach this upper front of the lowest neck and the uppermost front of ribs. We're trying to teach that to open. All right, so here we go. Let's learn the movement. Here on Lake Superior, my wife's family is having a little bit of a reunion. It's really a beautiful event. There's lots of good healing going on. So, elbows to the sky, we know that one. We can curl up. As you curl up a little bit till your low back flattens onto the floor, we can have this gentle curve right up here, okay? And we can open out of that. And that gives slack for this upper to open up. The back upper ribs can lower down to the mat, okay? We're going to just do that a couple of times. The gentle breath in. On the exhale, come up slow. Don't rush into it. Little steps coming into it. The back pushes into the mat. Where is your back really good at pushing into the mat? Hands lift that heavy head. The head is heavy. You could back off the effort with the hands to have just a little bit of low neck effort, very soft. And as you're lowering down, does that low neck and uppermost chest, is that helping with the opening? Okay, just see what you've got. We're not trying to bend the neck back. We're trying to teach this place that doesn't really know how to open very well. So again, the gentle breath in. On the exhale, last one, elbows to the sky, elbows push to the sky. Lower down one vertebrae at a time. And look, where does the curve of the spine not know how to open? And that's elbows to the sky. So bring your feet a little closer to your sit bones and not going into any pain or discomfort. We're going to push the feet down to lift the pelvis up. And we're going to come into this, it's like a glute bridge. We're just pushing the glutes, don't strain this stuff. We're just getting this beautiful arch of the spine. Don't strain your neck, okay? Hands are just resting behind the head, okay? Freeze right there. Freeze the neck, the head, the hands, the arms, the shoulders, and lower down out of that. Just freeze the upper as you lower your back down and come up into that very powerful. It would be too much work to close up into this, but we're just freezing in the closed up position really easily. And then let that uppermost curve flatten back down to the mat. Okay? The Dowager Hump Destroyer. We want to teach that to not be happening. That adds a huge amount of tension, and then people use their hands and their arms and other postural tensions to try and hold themselves out of it. They get arthritis and all these global problems. The knees hurt because the thighs are trying to hold someone out of that contraction. We're trying to teach that contraction to relax. It's very strong and powerful in your body if you have this situation. So here, come into the glute bridge. Rest all the way up. How high up can you push your chest? How high up can you push your belly? Okay, the base of the neck is bent at that curve, not into discomfort. Lowering down. Freeze that angle, freeze that curve. That's it. All you got to do is relax out of that. Hands can barely, it's just relaxing. It probably doesn't need that much support by the hands. Not into discomfort, Breathing cycles, little steps. Let that flatten on out. The back of the neck is lowering down toward the mat. That's what you've got. Beautiful. Where is it constricted in the front? What place doesn't know how to open? That's the place to focus on, not stretching, but teaching it to open. Look for the place that isn't changing. Focus all the awareness and have that open. Can everything open all at once? Last one, gentle breath in. On the exhale. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Last one. Feet are close to the sit bones. Come up into the glute bridge. Okay? You're resting on sort of the back of the shoulders and the uppermost thoracic vertebrae. Neck is relaxed. It's just pretty easy to be here. Freeze that angle. Lower back down. You've got that beautiful curve of exactly your problem right there. How do we teach it? And open down slow. 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 Breathe into it. Let that flatten down. Okay. It's not the neck. The neck isn't bending. It's not that movement. It's this upper front. It has to flatten. The back of the neck lowers down to the mat. There you go. Thank you. Thank you so much for practicing this new movement with me today. If this is a pattern that you're stuck in, teach it, but you also have to get slack from the whole rest of the front. Try my movement, the sagging plank. Try my movement called unsitting, this deep psoas release. Lots of elbows to the sky. Practice again and again and again. Teach your system out of the problem. Don't stretch it. Teach it. Thank you very much for practicing with me today. I'm Eric Cooper. InspireSomatics.com and EricCooperSomatics.com. Blessings on your journey.